I think it's all about knowing your worth and your value. Just because something takes 2 hours doesn't mean it costs the 2 hours. Come to me with something other than your portfolio and a CV. I just feel like everyone is just sending the CV and you'll get picked out the best out of the bunch. You're not going to be hired. Show you're interested. So look at the website and say, oh, I saw this case study of yours. I loved it because of XYZ. Everyone is just rocking up like, yeah, your website looks good. That's just wild.
Do the little things, not what everyone's doing. Come up with something different.
I just don't think you can rest on good work.
You have to have high standards.
Everything that goes out the door needs to be like 110. You don't always need a video. You don't always need a website. You don't always need a rebrand. So it is more difficult with creative clients. If that's going to be on your mind later, fix it in the beginning.
Why are you so hard to schedule? Tell
Is this
me
a
why.
question? We already
Why
started?
are you so hard? It took so much energy to get your worse than any girlfriend I've ever had. It was so difficult to get you in here.
Busy girl.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about it. If you're new here, my name is Nelson, and I'm the host of the Creative Grid podcast, a space committed to help creative entrepreneurs to become the best possible version of themselves and reach success in every area of life. We usually have very interesting, extraordinary individuals. Today is no exception. Today's guest is one of my favorite humans, actually. She is the creative director of the creative marketing agency Sabio, also a property investor. Please welcome Bec Kowald.
Wow. Yay. What a welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. How are you,
I didn't
Becky
realize
girl?
we'd already started. So
Yeah. Oh, we started
straight
a
into
long
it.
time ago.
Oh, God.
Yeah. How are you, Becky girl?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. Are you nervous?
Yes.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. You know, I don't like talking. I don't like cameras. So, yeah.
You're the star today. You asked me. You asked me if I had sparkling water for you. We got you your sparkling water. We take care of our people in here, huh?
Yeah.
Ultimate service, premium service.
Thank you.
Yeah, so nice to have you here. You look gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love that combination of colors. Love to have you here. For people that have no idea who you are, can you explain who you are and what you do?
Yes, I am a creative director at Sabio. I run a little team within a communications and digital and creative agency.
Yeah, how long have you been doing that?
The creative director role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've been at Sabio, I think, 4 years this year. 4 years. But then I was in like a senior creative manager role before that, and then senior designer and graphic designer before that.
Yeah, so you started graphic design, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever work as a freelancer or anything like that?
I did kind of when I moved up to Brisbane, but not really.
Yeah, why is that? Why didn't you try working for yourself? Is it just because you would rather work with someone else, or what?
I hate asking for money.
Yeah.
I hate talking about money, asking for money, anything like that. Yeah.
We have had many money talks.
I
you
know,
and
and I hate it.
But you see, that's such a common thing with creatives, and I used to hate it as well. And by you hating having the money talk, you will never make a living with what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like before me getting into understanding better the business side of things and how to negotiate, how to even like having the confidence behind what I charge to tell someone, you know, like, yeah, this is how much it costs. I will always fall down or be nervous and be like, yeah, look, it might be, 2000, and then just shy away, But it's so common with creatives. What do you think that is?
I think it's all about knowing your worth and your value, which I think obviously we've had such big conversations about. Just because something takes 2 hours doesn't mean it costs the 2 hours. Yeah. So I think that's probably the hardest part, putting a value on yourself.
Yeah, and well, because value as well is determined by the customer, not by you, right? So you have to be able to communicate to the customer what's the value, right? So that so they can understand, like, oh, okay, I get it now. Because pricing per hour, if you're a creative that is pricing per hour, that's probably one of the worst things you're doing right now, because you will get penalized. So let's say you're an expert at what you're doing. You're an expert filmmaker, and you can get a professional high-level video done in 1 hour. And then the client comes to you and he's like, oh yeah, I can pay you to get this video done that is going for Nike, but you can make that in 1 hour, right? So what, $200 or whatever? He's like, well, it doesn't work like that, because it took me whatever amount of years to get this expertise to get to this level.
Yeah.
Not many people in the market can do and produce the results that I'm able to produce. And making a video for Nike is way different to make it for the local store of Johnny in the corner, you know?
Yeah.
So obviously Nike is going to make millions of dollars through that video, through that ad that you're doing. So the value that you're providing is way bigger to the little store. But
Correct.
yeah, like value is such a big thing. You right now, are you the one doing like the negotiations with clients? How does it work?
Usually the process is that either a client would come to myself or Hayley, our creative and content lead.
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She's a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a little bit different because we obviously have the communications team and the digital team as well, which if they suggest a service of creative, then it kind of goes through them as well. But basically, quote comes in or request for quote comes in and then we'd quote it. But we do quote hourly because we track our hours.
Yeah,
so
right.
To see if we're profitable or not, because obviously if you're not making any money on the job, then there's kind of no point taking the job. We do quote hourly, but I guess we make sure we know how long things should take. There's kind of like a little bit of a formula, I guess. You know how long something should take. Hopefully you do it in less, you know, and you probably add a little bit of fat.
Yeah, and that's an important point to touch on.
And but also again the value.
Yeah.
So you know, even if you know something's going to take an hour, but you know the value is a lot greater, then you'd probably quote the value.
Exactly. That's exactly what I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
That, you know, you have to keep track. Like I have to, when I quote a project or something, I have to know, okay, roughly this could take anywhere between a day or a day and a half, whatever. You have to make sure you add profit on top of that, which is another thing that I think most creatives don't do. And I didn't do for the longest time. I was like, so my day rate and then, you know, the gear in that sense and then post-production. But then you're like, you're breaking even, you know, because you're putting all your hours and the business itself is not having any profit margin on it.
I also think it's different for freelancers because, you're probably just quoting what your fee is for the day, and because you can spend longer on it, you know what I mean? Like you can invest more time. So like when we renovate, we obviously get a quote because we're like, oh, we don't want to do it. And then we get the quote and we're like, oh, we're going to do it. You know, like we're not paying that when we can do it, you know, and you've got time. Yeah. And I think probably a little bit more different in agency is you probably don't have as much time because you're on to the next thing quite quickly. Yeah. So I think if you're probably working for yourself, you've got a little bit more leeway. Time is a little bit longer. Yeah,
that's the thing. Like how much, and the more you progress and the more you understand all of this, like also you start appreciating more the value of your own time. Like that's now it's like we don't even bother taking smaller things because it's like it's no, don't say that. We work on cool stuff together. I know. Just to give context, Bec and I, we've been working together for over a year now. So it's been awesome. We have done quite a few things together. Let me just backtrack a little bit. So for someone that will be listening to this that is also maybe dreaming about becoming a creative director, is that the highest you can go within this industry? How did you even become a creative director?
Look, I guess it would probably you can probably go higher by probably owning your own agency, I guess, but I guess not a dream of mine at this point. How did I get here? Lots of hard work, you know, did my time, you know, did my time in all of the roles rather than expecting to be higher paid and promoted earlier and faster than you actually are. I guess that's, probably about it, I think. Yeah.
So how many years did it take you to get there and what were the different positions that you have to go through?
Well, so just a little bit of background. I was working in the public service in Canberra for Centrelink, and I went for a job and I didn't win the job, and they basically said I didn't win it because I didn't have enough experience in Centrelink or I didn't have a degree. And so I was like, okay, well, you can pay for me to go to university then. So they paid for me to go to uni.
That's cool.
I'm like, well, okay,
Yeah.
I'll make this work for me.
Yeah.
So I started at uni, and I picked Bachelor of Graphic Design, which kind of had a little bit to do with what I was doing, but not directly. So can't believe I swung it. Eventually I left Centrelink and I got a job as a graphic designer so I was still halfway through uni, got a job as a graphic designer at Department of Immigration. So finished uni, worked at immigration for a few years, and then moved up here. Had to take a massive pay cut because obviously public service, you earn a lot more money, especially in a junior role for what I was, the level I was at. I was earning a lot more money than junior graphic designers. So I got a role in an agency up in Brisbane. Eventually, took a few months. It was the worst. Got the job there, and I was graphic designer there for, I don't know, quite a few years. I actually got promoted to senior graphic designer when I was pregnant. I'm like, who promotes someone when they're pregnant? Okay.
Great idea.
Yeah, I was like,
it's not like she's gonna take leave.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming
See
back.
you in a
Yeah. Was senior graphic designer. Had Ashton, and then went back to Roland, that agency, for a little bit, and then left there. There was just no way I was ever going to progress there. Mm-hmm. I was there for 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I did my time.
Yeah, you did.
And yeah, I was. They hope they don't hear, but they never saw it in me. Like, I was never going to progress. Like,
why do you think that is?
I don't know. One day, one of the owners said to me, "Oh, why are you always so sad?" And I was like, I thought that was such a weird thing. Like, there's so much personal stuff going on in people's lives you've got no idea about. Mm-hmm. But instead of asking someone why they're so sad, wouldn't you be better off asking them, are you okay? Mm-hmm. So
instead of assuming how you feel.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, right. So I think for me, once that moment happened, for me, I was like, okay, I'm done. Mm-hmm. I've given this place a lot of time and energy, and it was great. Mm-hmm. Loved it. And then, so applied for another job. I think it was like design manager or senior designer or something. I can't really remember. And that was at Struber, which isn't a creative agency. They really focus on infrastructure and stakeholder engagement, but they had a creative arm. Mm-hmm. Went there, I think I did 1 or 2 years, and then a girl that I worked with at Struber went to P4, which was Sabio, and she rang me and said, I want you to come. And I was like, okay, I just said, I'm not coming to be under you. I'll work with you. And so she was creative and digital director, and so she became digital director and I became the creative director.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, awesome. Love Ludi to bits, but I couldn't work under her.
Yeah.
Because I'm obviously so process driven and have my ways, and she's very lax and chill, and I was like, oh, so
this could crush.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, I love working with you, but I can't work for you, so let's work together. And so she became the digital director and creative director.
That's awesome that you were able to have that conversation. It was like
scary as.
Yeah.
I'm like
I'll work with you, but I need to be creative director. Yeah.
I guess. Well, I didn't say I wanted creative director. I said I'll work with you, but I won't be under you. Was kind of where we landed, and really, really random because I never met anyone in P4. Literally just got the contract.
When you say P4, that's the previous name of
Sabio. Yes, we rebranded. Never met anyone besides Lauren Ludi, and they just swung me a contract. No one knew, nothing. They didn't know anything about me. Ludi just said, she's it. Yeah. And that was it.
Yeah, awesome.
So probably half Ludi's help to get me there.
Yeah, cool. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but like you said, you did your time,
Yeah.
and she wouldn't ask you that if she didn't know, like, yeah, she's capable of taking this role and take us to the next level or whatever
Yeah.
was the purpose back then. So
Yeah.
obviously you had to earn it. It wasn't given kind of
Yeah.
thing. Just before I forget, you still work in immigration and you didn't get my visa back.
I was a graphic designer, not anything else.
You didn't have any contacts, anything in there. You know how hard I had to work to earn my visa in the past years? That's
Yeah,
taking a
sorry.
toll on my soul.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, definitely didn't have any say.
Yeah, no, that's funny. You work with a team of pure women, or
Yeah.
99% women.
I know, we do try to hire men. We
No,
do.
no, I need to know more about this. So why is it that the team is only women?
It's honestly not on purpose. I promise. We do. We would love men to join us, but I would. Would you be scared looking at our group photo and joining?
Not me.
Yeah, not you. I know because you work with us.
Not me.
But yeah, I guess I don't know. I think obviously the communications is the biggest and probably a female-led industry.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably half the reason. So yeah, we have a lot of women. But yeah, I mean, we would love men to join us, but it just never seems to last.
they come too quickly.
we've had men there, yes, but yeah, we definitely are open to men joining the team.
Yeah, cool. Do you actually get interviews? Like, do you get male applications?
Yeah, I just interviewed a man yesterday. I want to say boy.
Yeah.
He's not a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I interviewed a man yesterday.
And in the past, because you have had like men in the past, what happens?
Most of my men are all videographers randomly.
Yeah, funny enough.
Yeah, so yeah, we've had, yeah, I think all of my videographers except for one have been men. Yeah.
Yeah, funny. So, but like, let's say the ones that have joined the team, what's the difference in dynamic? Is it like they just don't work well with the men? Is it
no.
like it's too stressful, or like what exactly is about it?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them. It's not like the girls are bitch fighting, or like we all get along. Like,
oh, they
so
all
it's not,
seem lovely.
Yeah.
I met quite a few of
It's
them, and
not
they're all
that
lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I'm just very curious. Like, why haven't they last? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't tell you. Maybe because I would assume if I was a man, maybe it's just there's just not enough of them, so harder to get that team culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like harder to relate with all of us. I'm
Yeah.
not sure, but maybe that's, fish out of water kind of. They're the
Yeah.
odd ones out, so there's less of them. I don't know.
Yeah, that's funny. And maybe because there's also no like.
Maybe they're
boy
intimidated
time
by
kind
a whole female-led leadership team.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised with that. Most dudes are fucking pussies these days, honestly. Like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that. What are the pros and cons of having a full team of women? Like, what would you say has been great about it, and what has been like very challenging?
I wouldn't have anything. I don't.
Because, for example, dealing with me will be completely different to dealing with any women on the team. And obviously individually as well is different. But like
No.
in that sense, wouldn't?
No, I don't think so. I feel like I treat everyone the same.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think I go, oh, that's a girl, so I'm not going to say this, or that's a boy, so
No,
I'll
but
say this.
maybe the way you approach a conversation could be different, or the way you say things, or even tonality or anything like that.
No, I feel like I am
The exact
the
same.
same person. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
There's no, yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, no, not sure.
Cool. When you hire creatives, what are the things that you're looking for when you're hiring someone full time?
Yeah.
What are the main things you're looking for?
Oh, I'm hiring at the moment, and you know what? I just want to be wowed, but no one wows you. Like, even simple things like making a phone call. Like, so at the moment we've met with a few juniors, not to hire them, but just to help them, you know, meet them, see them, give them a leg up, I guess, give them some info on how to get ahead or get noticed. And, you know, I give them all these ideas, and one of them's just make a phone call. You know what I mean? Like, after an interview, ring up a few days later or anything, or check in. Thank you for the meeting. Like, I don't know, like, is it old school of me to think that someone should want the job, not deserving the job? We met with one intern the other day, and she said to us that she felt like being a graphic designer was so repetitive, and she wants to do all this high level work. And I just was, maybe you need to put in the time. Like, you know, it just... so I guess I want to be wowed. Just come to me with something other than your portfolio and a CV. Address my name. Not like if your job ad says send to Bec or whatever it says, or Lauren or whoever. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Bec. Not hi, the hiring manager. Like, make some personal effort. Not that you've just got your CV and resent it. I think for me, it's like, make it personal. I would be sending a video. You know what I mean? Like, do something to be noticed. Not like, I just feel like everyone is just sending the CV knowing that you need to hire, and you'll get picked out of the best, you know, the best out of the bunch kind of thing. But yeah, I would love people to wow me. Woo me, you know?
Do it. I did it today with the star and the little things.
It is. It honestly
She asked for sparkling water. She said, she sent me a text. I'm on my way. Do you have sparkling water for me? Of course I don't. I don't have sparkling water in here.
Who
but guess
doesn't
what?
have a soda stream?
Guess what I did? I went and got your sparkling water. I put the star on the door. It's the little things. It's I'm telling you. It's when you think about it, it's not that hard. Getting. If I really wanted to work with any company today, I will get that job. I'm telling you, I will crush the competition.
Exactly.
Not by having the best portfolio, even not by having my skills, which are also great because I work on them. Just by being me, you know, that I will get that job.
Exactly,
Relationships is like one of the biggest things, and that's what you said right there, like being personal, you know, addressing someone by their name just to get the attention. You know?
It's so simple. One person sent me their portfolio with nothing in the email. Like, just a portfolio, like, you're not going to be hired.
Like my work is so good that you should just hire me.
No. So I want, put in effort.
Yes.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard, right? Like, even what you said, like sending a video. Same thing. You want to work with a specific client, start providing some value. Don't expect anything. And even, you know, if you want to work, let's say you're a content creator, I want to work with certain brands. I'm tagging the brands. Absolutely. I'm showing the products, you know, I'm talking about them. I'm being funny, whatever. You know, I'm using different ways to provide some value. Guess what? One of the brands already reached out. They're like, hey, we saw what you're doing. Can we schedule a call to work? And I'm like, you know, like, I haven't even been pushy or even like really looked for it. I'm just being in the map kind of thing. Like, it's really not that hard.
It's also easy to come with ideas. Like, ideas are free and it doesn't take much of your time, but research the agency or business and come up with something.
Yes.
But also show you're interested. So look at the website and say, you know, I saw this case study of yours. I loved it. I loved it because of XYZ. Yeah. Like, but everyone is just rocking up like, yeah, your website looks good. Yeah. Your socials are cool. Yeah. You know, like. Yeah.
You have to see it. It's almost like relationships. I love comparing business and all this stuff to relationships because it's so similar. If you want to get a specific girl, whatever, like try to make it personal to her and try to get her attention. Her. Exactly, woo her. That's it. You know, like do the little things. Not what everyone's doing. Everyone's sending CVs. Everyone is buying the girl a drink. Come up with something different. Whatever. Just something a little bit different and you will instantly be out of the norm.
And that's what I do with clients as well, though. You know, whatever I apply for an employee, we do for clients. So last year we did a video for a company called Trademark. They put out an ad saying they wanted a marketing manager or director or whatever it was. And they're a really good company, would love to work with them. They design these really cool shirts for men and women in the construction area. And it's basically a conversation starter to bring up if you have mental issues or whatever. So basically, you know, oh, where'd you get that shirt from? Oh, it's from Trademark. They help with people with mental illness in the construction, you know, men predominantly. So yeah, they posted that ad, and I was like, let's do a cool. And I think basically the ad said, come to us with ideas, you know. So we did a video, an animated video on what, basically predicting what we would have achieved for them in 2023 or whatever it was. Didn't win any work with them, but definitely had conversations with them, and we then got so many inquiries from it. We put it up on LinkedIn, tagged them. Everyone was talking about it.
Yeah.
You know, and then another client that we were keen to work with was hiring a graphic designer. And I think, again, they said they wanted someone that create like a TikTok or whatever. So we created a cool TikTok on us designing something for them. And then we shared it with them. Got me a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think you can rest on good work.
Yeah, exactly. And that what you're saying is key, you know, like, even though you put the effort and to get your foot in the door, doesn't mean you will win, but it's okay. Sometimes
it leads to something else.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the point. I made a documentary that it would have cost easily $35,000 to make, and I made it for complete free. After that, putting that piece of work that took me so much effort and it cost me money to make as well, I've got thousands of dollars from that one piece of work. Yeah. You know, and I wasn't expecting anything. I just wanted to really have it. Yeah, I just wanted to do it. And that's why it's important. Well. Yeah, that's why it's important to know well the kind of company that you're applying for, that you really know them and want to work with them, that you like what they're about, or even, you know, a client, same thing, get to know them and see. These days, I've said no to thousands of dollars just because I knew, like, this person is going to give too many problems. It's going to be too difficult. They're never going to be happy. They're the kind of client that doesn't even, you tell them after having a conversation, hey, it seems like this is what it will fit what you're trying to get, and they come to you because you're the expert, and then they are like, no, I actually think we should, it's not gonna work. You know, we're not gonna make you happy, so we rather just, you know, let that pass through. What are specific skills, when it comes to skills, what skills are you looking for in someone? Skills and personal traits. What would you say is more important, and what are the top 3 that you were looking for?
Skills you can teach, I think, but it's talent. You know, you've got to have an eye for it and understand design principles and all those kind of things. But we can definitely teach platforms or apps or whatever you want to call them. But for me, it's like hard work. I know I'll probably get crucified.
Oh, yeah. Like, people hate hard work these days. But you need to be a smart worker. Dummy, you need to work hard before you can even learn how to work smart. You know?
I mean, I know that your work day is 7.5 hours or whatever it is, or 8 hours a day. But if you've got something due, you don't pack up and go home. Like, you just get it done. Hard work's probably a really big thing for me. What else? Ooh. I don't know. Yeah, talent. Just dedication, like trying, like also, well, I'm a big, which Nelson would know, attention to detail. Sending me something that's got errors all through it. Obviously that takes time to get to know, like, what my things are, like my little things that I've picked up from all my creative directors. There's those kind of things, but also making sure all your client changes are done. For me, I don't want to be sending something out the door and a client come back and be like, this is all wrong, you didn't make my changes. Like, that hurts my soul. Like, you wouldn't believe. Like, people think for me that it probably just washes off the back, but I really it hurts deep, like it cuts me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
because you basically approved it, so it
well,
like
and
now,
I feel
yeah.
like it's a reflection on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So for
exactly.
me, yeah, well, reflection on me, but also reflection on Sabio.
Mm-hmm.
So I need everything that goes out the door to me needs to be like 110. Like,
Yeah. 100% agree. Like
Yeah.
it, and you have to have high standards, and that's one thing that I actually love about working with you. You know, like in many ways, you have helped elevate everything that we're doing. You know, because because it like. I know what's the standard with you, and I have high standards for ourselves with any project we take, you know, but even seeing like, you know, I can't remember specifically what it was, but there was one thing you point out. It was like a frame or something that wasn't matching, you know, and like a few frames later or something, you know, those little things that you're like, yeah, that's the standard that we're trying to get, you know, that is unperceptible, you know, to any professional eye.
The client would probably have never noticed.
Oh, no way. Yeah.
Would have irked us forever.
Yeah.
I really, but that's the thing. I think you've really got to go back and things that will really, you know, be on your mind later. If that's going to be on your mind later, fix it in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know?
I agree. That's for the people that you hire for time, and as well the people that you work or outsource as well. When you're outsourcing work, what are the things that you look for in freelancers, in other video production businesses, photographers? What are the 3 things that you're looking for to hire that person, or even to continue to work with that person?
Obviously, quality. Like would be my number one. And then it would just be, I need to trust them with a client. If I can't trust them with my client, I don't want to lose a job, because we lost a job a long time ago. It still cuts me, that one too. She stole the client from us, and it's just really making sure we can trust them with the client, obviously to not pinch the client from us, but then also just to build that relationship and keep the relationship going, so we win more work.
Yeah. What's the third one? That's the second one.
Did I have to have 3?
No, you said building the relationship with the client, not messing it up, not stealing the clients.
Quality.
And quality. Yeah. So
but then obviously can work with us, like Sabio, and take the direction and the feedback, and it's not your job, it's our job.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not you delivering it, it's you delivering it for Sabio.
A team player kind of thing. Yeah, cool. Before I ask you that question, tell us more about that story, because I think that's very important, because even myself, like I have hired in the past months freelancers and outsourcing some stuff. And that's one of the things that I was like, because I already experienced it myself as well. Someone that stole
so dodgy
clients. Yeah. So like I want to know what was the experience you had.
So we needed a videographer to work for us for I think a few weeks or whatever it was, because we used to have one in 3 days a week or whatever. So to cover a job, so she went on a job for us with a massive client, like so big. She did an amazing job, and she gave out her business card for more work. And someone told us, I don't know how it came about, maybe someone who else worked for us was on the job and was like, oh, she passed out her business card. And I was like, oh, that's really weird. Okay, I'll follow up. Followed it up, and she was like, yeah, well, if I couldn't do BD, why would I take the job? And then shame on us, we didn't have a contract, so we had nothing to stand by. But yeah, so now she still does work for them. It kills me every time.
Oh, no.
You know, like, and she did a great job. So and of course she won the work. But if she did a great job and continued, like she could have continued to work with us. Like obviously we don't work with her anymore. Yeah. So it's just really awkward. Also, she was a friend. Like,
oh no, it got messy.
It got messy. And I was like, I'm not talking to you.
No, that's
relationship over. You know, why would you think as a contractor that you can go on a job and steal the person you're working for client?
Yeah.
Like, that's just wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
You wouldn't have the job,
Yeah, exactly.
you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fuck, man. Do not steal clients
Yeah.
from someone that is putting you on the job or in touch with the client or whatever. Do not steal. Even I've had this happen a couple times actually, that one of the clients of one of my best mates will come and then be like, "Oh, hey, dude, yeah, just wanted to know if you're available for this project." And I'm like, "Have you run it through X first?" Like even that, like I'm not willing to take job from friends
No,
or
that's
anything.
right.
Even it doesn't even have to be a friend. I like 6 months ago or something, someone coming that I kind of knew who's his videographer was. I've never met him or anything, but I kind of knew who he was because like someone told me like, "Oh yeah, it's that guy, whatever." And he came to me and be like, "Oh, look, dude, I'm just looking to get some video work because this guy can't do it anymore. Unfortunately, he's busy or whatever." And I had to like really confirm, like, "Hey, I'm not taking the job until I can confirm that this is the case." That because sometimes a client might lie, you know, or I even want to know.
The client wants the cheaper price.
Yeah, and no, that's the thing. I wasn't charging any cheaper to him. I asked him like, "How much have you been paying for this? And this is gonna cost you more if you do it with us." But it wasn't really about price. It was about the principle, you know, I know who this guy is, and regardless, you will want to know why did they stop working together. You know, that's always a good question to ask. I ask many clients, like, or people that come on discovery calls or anything, like, "Oh, you were working with someone. What happened?"
Yeah.
Like, I actually be curious about it. Not like because necessarily something bad happened, but it's always good to know because there's always a reason why they stop working. It might not be anything important, but it might give you clues of what kind of client is. You know, so it's something important to know. What's another really bad experience that you have ever had?
That was probably one of the worst. I don't know if I've really had, like, as in working with contractors or just in general.
Tell me with contractors and tell me with clients as well. What's the worst experience you have had?
Probably the only other thing with contractors is if sometimes we can't go with them on a job and then their quality's not very good. Would probably be, you know, like I said, I hate sending things off that I'm not happy with. But the problem with video and photography, you can't go back and do it again. You know, like, I mean, you can. Costs a lot of money. Yeah. So, yeah, I just probably always try to have a team member go to make sure we're getting what we want. So, because obviously, again, you can't go back and charge the client again if it's not right. Yeah. So just probably, bringing quality. But yeah, now the reason we hired that girl was because we had another guy working for us and he went to a shoot without mics. And so he filmed it, edited it, and we were like, "What is with this sound?" And lost. Well, I think we got the job again. But yeah, we used someone different, and that's where she stole it from. But we lost all this money trying to fix the sound on the project to try and resolve the relationship. But again, that's us not going with on the job, trusting the person to film and capture everything and doing a good job. Yeah. So yeah, probably been burned a few times. So trust is an issue. So I guess quality is probably the biggest thing. Just making sure we've got all that quality.
Yeah, audio. By the way, I just made a video somewhere. I don't think I have posted, but if you have to improve one thing about your videos, audio. Yeah. Like top 3 things on a video: audio, lighting, storytelling. Yeah. If you have those 3 things, you can make a great video. Like regardless, even if you have the ultimate cameras or whatever, but if you have good lighting, you have great audio, because otherwise with trash audio, people will stop watching the video. The image might not be there. You might not have the level when it comes to image, but if you have clean audio, people will stick to it. If you have a good hook, good storytelling, people will stick through the entire video.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely get your audio sorted and always have backups. That's a big one, because I've been burned in the past for like just be like, oh, it's gonna be fine, and then
and that
boom.
was the thing, it's gonna be fine. But I also don't know enough about video, so I'm also trusting that person knows enough to be able to produce a quality product. You know, so it's anyway, they're probably my two ones.
How would you define quality though, from your experience judging work and, you know, like hand delivering work for clients? What to you is quality?
Well, it's got to meet the brief for one. If it doesn't meet the brief, the client's not going to be happy. I think it's just effortless. It's just there, and it, you know, like it just exists, and if it wasn't right, you'd feel it. So yeah, I think just that effortless, like it's like a cup or anything. If you just don't appreciate it because it's just what it is, you know, it just fits. But yeah, so a video or even a book, like whatever you design, if it's right, it's just, that's what it is, you know.
I love that way of describing it.
Yeah.
Effortless.
Otherwise it'll stick out like dog's balls, you know.
No, that's the best way of describing it. And even when you see,
and you just have a feeling.
Yes, it's the feeling that it gives you afterwards. And even when you see a play, like when I see someone that really knows what he's doing, it feels effortless. That's exactly what I was thinking. Recently, I was in Byron Bay and I saw these two dudes just playing music on the street, and everyone came to listen to the thing. Like they closed the entire. It just felt like that. It just felt effortless. You know, the way they were interacting, the level of mastery they had with music. There's something special about working with people that just makes it feel like it's effortless.
It's like that nudgy video you did with us, just the goosebumps. You know, you're just like, oh.
That feeling is freaking priceless.
You can't get, if it wasn't right, you wouldn't get that.
What are the things that you have loved about working with me?
Oh, okay, because it's about you.
I just want to know. I just want to feed my ego for a second.
Obviously.
No, and because I think it's interesting, because I think most people, and I used to not ask my client, like they might be stoked. They might be sometimes like, oh, okay. So, because reactions for people are different. I have had clients that they give you almost a numb reaction, but they're stoked on it. Then you're like, oh, I thought they didn't feel that much. And then you have people that,
I feel like in that instance, if it wasn't right, you'd get the feedback. You know, so sometimes no feedback's just as good as, oh my God, it's amazing. I'm one of those people. If there's no feedback, great. That's job done. Working with you, quality obviously is a massive one for us. We know and can trust you to deliver what we're asking for, and like top notch. So obviously we only ask you on the important jobs or the higher budget. And then I think it's that relationship. You know, we just like working with you.
Yeah, that's man, I tell everyone, like, honestly, building relationships, it's even higher than your skill itself. You might not have the greatest skills ever, but if you know how to build relationships with people, they will want to work with you. They would rather work with you than maybe spending a bit more money to get a bit more quality, because they don't trust that person, or that person is just not good to be around. Like, it doesn't bring good vibes when there is a job, or, you know, you have that feeling of like, oh, you know, can I even talk to him or anything? Like, just, like focusing on building relationships.
A lot of our clients are repeat clients purely because of our relationships. So that's it. Same for me. Like, a lot of the clients and jobs we do is repeated people that just keep coming to it. How do you guys get clients? Oh, so many ways.
What are the different ways that you guys have to get
like
clients?
I just said, repeat business. A lot of our clients just keep coming back. We also have them on retainer. And then we do word of mouth, obviously, digital marketing, our website, socials, all those kind of things, networking events. I think a lot of people just hear about us, which is what you want, really.
Do you do any paid ads?
Yes, sometimes. I don't know if they're turned on at the moment. That's Sophie's domain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A creative marketing agency like the level of Sabio, how much do you guys will spend a month on ads?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
like we're talking, because Maddie, for example, works for Evolve, and when he told me how much they spend, it's crazy the amount of money. Yeah,
not a lot. Couldn't tell you off the top of my head. That would be on the spreadsheets.
And retainers, that I think has been something game changing since I learned about it and implement some of them. I had some learnings at the beginning with retainers because I was like,
tricky with creative.
Yes, and at some stage I was like, oh fuck, this doesn't work. And then I learned about people that they're just doing so well on retainers. And you're like, oh god damn it, like how? But then I also learned of other video production businesses that they work with massive clients and they have zero retainers. They just trust that the work will keep going.
Constant income, right? So you can kind of hopefully guarantee on that income every month. So that's always a good thing, but definitely hard to manage with creative, I think, because you don't always need a video, you don't always need a website, you don't always need a rebrand, obviously. So it is, I think, a little bit more difficult with creative clients.
What's the service that you guys offer with those retainers?
Most of our retainers are the digital and communications teams. Creative do have a few or participate in a few. So we break them up over comms, digital and creative. So all 3 teams feed into that. But it really depends what the client's after. But predominantly communications is our biggest retainers.
How much are those packages that you guys offer of retainers?
It's really based on the quote of what the client's after and what we can deliver, because obviously it's hourly based.
Oh, okay, you're based on it. But do you have a minimum?
We do like to. Probably can't disclose that.
What's the biggest, give me like a range between somewhere, the biggest job you guys have had that you were kind of like, holy shit, this is crazy?
I'm probably quoting or in the process of contracting the biggest one I think I've won at the moment, which is a lot.
What's the range? Give me a range. Somewhere.
I don't know, 250 to 350,000.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for that. That's
Nah, that's a range. It's not even.
Oh yeah, I don't know though. But that's not all Sabio fees, because we are doing things that aren't within our remit.
Yeah, but you're including that in it, kind of thing. So you're just gonna outsource those different things. Yeah, cool. What's difficult about when you get to that level of doing that kind of quote? What do you find is difficult about that compared to, because obviously it's way more simple to make a quote of 5K, 20K, whatever. Like at that level,
it's just all the moving parts, probably. Like, how does it actually all go together? Is what I'm quoting a good idea? Soon find out.
What am I doing?
Well, we'll let you know soon. Hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very exciting though. What kind of, do you guys have like a celebration or something when something like that gets approved?
We kind of have more celebrations of going over target for the month.
Okay. How does a celebration look?
We'll just have like a Friday drinks, go out or whatever,
Yeah, cool. From the team, how big is the team and how do you build great culture?
Oh, that's a Lauren question, not a Bec question. The team's about 30 women, and Adrian is our boss, so he's there, one man. How do we build great culture? It's all about who we hire, I think. Obviously, we have great policies as well.
Which are
we have, I don't participate in this because I work part-time, but flexible working, so 9-day fortnights,
Mm-hmm.
So you do have to do your 10 days in 9, but you get an extra day off.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I think you have to work like an extra hour a day for 9 days kind of thing to get an extra day off, or whatever it is, like extra 50 minutes or something. To get an extra day off a fortnight.
Yeah, that's awesome. What would you say is great about Sabio? Why have you stick around? Why do you love working there? Because I when I speak to you as well, since I met you, like it almost feels like you're the owner of it. Like honestly, like it feels like you care so much about the mission.
Okay. I was gonna
So
think it meant something else.
no, but because like you care so much about it, and you
Yeah.
really want things to work out and everything be at a high standard and all these things. Like, why is that?
I think because we're allowed to feel that. Like, so Adrian, like I said, is the owner, but then he's kind of off to the side and we just like check in with him. And so then there's the rest of the leadership team who are able to drive their teams for them, not for themselves, but for the bigger team.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of always taught that each of our teams is kind of like our own business. So yeah, I guess we run that with the greater good of all driving together and making the profit and everything. But yeah, I guess you get to treat it as we don't get told how to run the team and who to hire and what projects to take and those kind of things. We kind of get to make those decisions ourselves. But we all work together, you know, like we all work together so well. Like I said, we hire people for culture. You know, you hire people for that energy and commitment and all those things, and then like I said, you can teach some of the skills.
Yeah.
So you hire a little bit more for that personality and culture.
Yeah.
To build.
Have you ever got it wrong, like really off when you hire someone? Like, oh damn it, that was
one person, yes, but I was kind of desperate. So I think sometimes when you're desperate, you make silly mistakes. But I always have a gut feeling about people. Even just through their CV. It's so weird. When I hired Saja a few years ago.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's gone now. But I had all these rules about my CVs. Like I said, you know, didn't address me, gone. You know, like I had all these rules and eventually I had no one good. And I went back through and I found Saja's CV in the no pile. And she just didn't sell herself, but I knew she was it. And when we met her, I was like, yeah, done.
That's it. You are.
Yeah. And same for Hayley as well. Knew as soon as I read her
CV.
CV.
She's great. Yeah.
And I think Zoe too knew that she was a good one. So yeah, going through the process now. So waiting I know the ones, but yeah, I think I've got a few that I'm right, that will be right.
Is that female sixth sense? They're so good about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. What are the 3 biggest lessons that you have learned as a creative director?
Probably 3. Why do we have to have rules?
I want to make you think.
I know. See, I was not allowed to have questions to prep here, so this is not fair. I think for me, I always admit when I've stuffed up or if the accountability is on me and I didn't do what I should have done. I will always admit to that. I remember stuffing up something when I was a graphic designer at immigration, and I went into my boss because it was printed like over 5,000 brochures or something stupid.
No way to hide it.
I was like, oh, stuffed up. And he respected me so much for that. So much so that he even referred me a really big project the other day. Don't work with him, and he sent someone our way, got the job,
That's awesome.
Still respects me for that. So probably those kind of things, owning your mistakes.
Yeah.
Also, owning it. Like if someone says to you, whatever's wrong, oh, sorry about that. Or, just be nice. I think like we talked about, like having that gut feel, if it doesn't feel right to you to send it on, then why are you sending it? You know what I mean? Oh, like it kills me. Like if you see something glaring, like glaringly wrong, but then you still send it to your director or to your client and they come back with that feedback, like it hurts that little bit more because you knew it was there.
Yeah.
So probably that one. Oh, I don't know if I have a third. Two.
Give me one more, because those two have been great. So give me one more. Let's push it. Pushing Becky girl to the limit.
Probably listen.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like that's such a big thing. Like that's what I love about working in agency is listening and finding out all the things that everyone does and how it all works together and how you can have that bigger impact for the client if you all work together. So yeah, really just listening and learning, like we always say, every day's a school day, you know, so like what did you learn? So listening to learn, I guess. And like what can you pick up? And it'd be the same for you because I think we've talked about it before, but like you just hear someone say something and you're like, you know what? I can fix that. You know, like just having that vibe, I guess, of listening to what people are saying.
Yeah, just being able to pick on the holes and coming up with solutions, being the problem solver.
Exactly.
I tell people I'm a creative problem solver.
Absolutely.
Not even I'm even moving away from saying that I'm a filmmaker. I do that through filmmaking usually, but I've noticed that even like my skills are just broadened in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's awesome. What's the worst advice you have ever received?
I don't know. Worst advice. I probably wouldn't have listened to it anyway, to be honest. I would have been like, oh shit. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if really...
Even something that at the beginning you were like, huh, and then you're like, nah, that's completely wrong.
No, I don't. None. Sorry. Can't answer that. Yeah, I don't think so. No. Nothing that I would have ever thought about and gone, yeah, that was crap. That to me, it would still just come down to my gut and knowing I was right and being angry at myself for doing the opposite probably would be more that sphere. You know?
What's the best advice you have ever received?
Oh, I always loved this one where probably, I don't know if I have the best advice, but I always loved one of my bosses said to me, what's 2 or 3 things that your old boss did that you hated? You know, so don't do that. You know, that's
a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. So like implement, because then you know that people, because you felt it, you know, like, so for instance, at one of my roles, I'd always have to go and pick up the job halfway through. And I hated it because it's like you're not adding value. Like yes, you are, but are you? Like you haven't been an active team member, I guess.
Yeah.
So always just picking up a job. Someone's done all the hard work, so you just have to make some text changes or whatever. So I hated it with a passion because I was like, it's so demeaning. So I would never. I always make sure my designers have the job all the way through. So if you start the job, I really like you to finish it. No matter sometimes I used to have to just package artwork. Like, no, like that's not like you can press package. The time you've told me to hit package, you can do that.
Yeah.
So that's probably a really big one. But at the moment, unfortunately, because we are so busy, I am doing half of a job and then palming it off. And I hate it, but I also don't have time to be doing the job. So I'm trying to help the team along. Yeah. But then I have to pass it back. Yeah. So that's probably been frustrating on my end and their end. And every time I've been telling them on the way down here, I was like, sorry, here's half a job that I've done, but you need to finish it now. Yeah. Yeah. So that's probably that one. Yes. So that... And then I think one of the other ones, when I worked at another agency, I was kind of never involved in putting concepts forward. So it was only the seniors or whoever. So my biggest thing is no matter who it is, they do a concept. So, you know, as long as there's capacity, as long as we can move things around and make sure there's enough time for everyone, no matter what level you are. Everyone's putting an idea forward and the client picks. Or in the process, if your concept kind of gets whittled out because it's not the strongest, we do it that way rather than just the seniors getting the opportunity to do a brand or whatever. And the team love it, like being able to be all of us doing it together rather than only the seniors allowed to do that. So shared responsibility, I guess, is probably the main thing. Like everyone feels like they can do the same job.
Yeah, that's
Just
cool.
might take longer.
That's cool. What's the hardest thing about your role, about being a creative director?
Probably my hardest part is I care too much. Like you said, I feel like it's my business, I guess. So I take all of it on, if that makes sense. Like to meet target, I'll do the extra work. I'll work late. Like, why am I working late? I'm the boss.
Yeah.
You know, like I was working last night till 10 o'clock to make sure the team's running as it should. And like, I guess I care way too much. And it's a lot.
It takes a toll. Hey?
Yeah, it does. And it's like, I want you to stay back.
Yeah. You should stay back, not me. Yeah.
It's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah. What's the best thing about it?
I just love seeing what everyone creates. Whether it be the video, like I especially love all the videos. But yeah, having small wins as well. The client writes back, "Oh, this is the best. Our team are loving this. This is impacting us XXX." You know, and then that being relayed to the team, particularly the juniors, being like, "Oh, okay, cool." Yeah, I just love creating good things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you get that message, that email, that call that they say that we loved it, it's like few things in life compared to that feeling. Hey.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, sick.
Yeah.
I did good.
Yeah. Like everything we went through to get this project done was worth it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta love that feeling. Before we close in, I want to touch one more subject with you. You're a property investor, and in this podcast, we're trying to teach everything creatives need to know in order to win in all areas of life. Financial freedom is a big one for that. How did you get into this? How did it take you to buy your first property? How many properties do you have now? Talk to us about it.
We bought our first one maybe 12 or 13 years ago. Must be 12, I think. We were so lucky. Like, my mum and dad gave us money. Like, we didn't have all the money. And house prices were cheaper. So we bought our first one and we bought it really cheap. And from then, we've just been doing that house up. So we've been renovating for 12 years. And we have just got equity in the house. So bought it for about 400. It's worth over $1 million now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, obviously the market's gone up, so it's not just the value of the house. But yeah, so we've always borrowed against the equity in that home. But now, from what I understand, it's probably going to be a lot harder to do that. You still have to be able to service the loans. As in, you need all the income.
The income to increase. Yeah, that's one of my mates told me. Yeah,
so probably a lot more difficult now. So yeah, just good timing. Yeah. You know, and yeah, so we have three. So our home and then 2 others. Yeah. So
and do you keep them? And by the way, that even though it has some luck involved into it, you know, having the people that finance it and the timing and all this stuff, still you had to put the things into motion and you had to take action to make it happen, you know, because someone else might have the same exact opportunity, but they blow up the money or
we have gone without for so long. Yeah. Like, you know, no new clothes, no whatever, you know, like when we first, we lived in our house with no walls and no ceilings while we were doing it up. Like, we had no bathroom, like, we literally had a hula hoop holding up our shower curtain, you know, like it was gross, but we lived through it and now we just have this beautiful home that we love.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love to hear it. do you have these properties like rent out? Are you doing Airbnb? What are you doing right now? How are you monetizing
One
this?
of them's just rented out full time, and then the other one is an Airbnb, which we only just started doing in September.
Why did you decide to do Airbnb with this one?
So we can use it because it's at the beach.
Yeah, okay.
Because I've always wanted to do flipping, but it's just not profitable, I don't think, here in Australia to be able to flip houses and make a good profit. Because also you get taxed so much. So Airbnb, yes. Well, Ashton, our son, goes to Nippers, or was going to Nippers. He doesn't want to do it anymore. Every weekend, and I'm like, this is the life. So I was always looking up properties to buy, and honestly, there was never anything not under contract. And one just popped up in Burleigh, and we went and looked at it, and we put in an offer. We didn't even know if we could get a loan. Like, we had no idea. We were like, yeah, we'll see what happens. Like, no skin off our nose.
Yeah.
Like, if we don't get it, we don't get the loan. Like, whatever. And we did, and we got it. So then we rented it out for 6 months, just full-time, whatever you call that, permanent renting or whatever. And it was always planned to renovate it and put it on Airbnb. So yeah, I guess hopefully we can use it. So we come down a little bit more often, have a little bit more breaks than we used to. Yeah, so that's it.
In terms of revenue, how different it is between the Airbnb and the one that has the fixed tenants?
I don't know enough about the Airbnb money side of things yet, because we've only been doing it since September, October. Hoping that will make a profit. You know, obviously the goal is to begin with is pay the mortgages, so we don't have to dip into our money. We are actually putting the rent up at the other one because just to tie in with inflation, unfortunately. Sorry,
economy.
renters, I feel bad. But at the same time, interest rates have gone up too. So,
exactly.
So that one will be quite profitable. The Slacks Creek one, and Burleigh, still trying to find our feet and make sure we just cover mortgages. Obviously, some months are better than others because holiday season or it's
fully booked.
like Christmas time and New Year's, it's just crazy. Fully booked and for good rate. But we also put it up at a cheaper rate because all the photos were the old photos. We just wanted to make sure it would be booked rather than waiting till the new photos were taken. So we put it up so it was cheaper and booked out earlier. But now, people are starting to book out for Christmas and all those times. Already. Easter's looking good. But who wants to go to holiday in February and March because you just had January off? Yeah,
exactly.
So those have been quiet, but we just don't even know what's to come yet.
Yeah,
because we haven't had it.
Yeah, long enough. What's the how are you dealing, because you live in Brisbane, the property's down here on the Gold Coast. How do you deal with like the cleaning, all this stuff, like the systems and processes?
Lucky. We have a cleaner who lives below us.
Wow.
And she's just like our little property manager. She loves it. So she looks after that. We've had so many issues with like lock boxes and making sure people can access it. Like one Saturday I had to drive down here because the lockbox wouldn't open.
Oh, no.
You know, so there's all those sort of teething issues. But basically it's kind of really self-sufficient. You go through the app, purchase or book. You'd get a little like instruction guide and it's like step by step. As long as the lockbox is working, everything's sweet. And then our cleaner just cleans it. So it's kind of been running well. A few teething issues, but it's been going good.
What advice would you give to someone trying to get into the property market or even their first house purchase or anything like that? What would have liked to know?
Oh, I don't know. Don't be scared of debt. Aaron is. I'm like, whatever. We'll figure it out later. I don't know. I've never really thought about it. I just don't feel sorry for people. I feel sorry for people trying to get in. Like, it would be so hard. Yeah. And everything's changing with all these interest rates and everything. Like, it just seems like a nightmare. So I don't know.
Financials. obviously you're not qualified to give financial
No.
advice like people would say, but what are 3 things? Because I think finances is one of those areas of life that we're never really taught,
Yes,
especially in
agreed.
countries like mine. Like I had nothing, no learnings, not even a role model that could teach me. Obviously my dad told me about these whole different areas of life, but my dad is not a millionaire, so he can't really teach me the stuff to become a millionaire.
Yeah.
So, and even though you might not be a millionaire or whatever, like what are the things that you wish, oh yeah, I really wish I knew those financial things?
I honestly just wing it.
Nah.
Is that bad? I don't know. Aaron's like, can we afford that? Soon find out, won't we? I don't know. Like, yeah, honestly, I just wing it.
So take more risk.
Probably. But that's just your personality type too, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I would agree, yeah.
So, I don't know, yeah.
Because everyone is so scared to lose money, right?
I mean, you've obviously got to make sure you can afford whatever you're committing yourself to. That's probably are you happy with the lifestyle? Like once you take out the mortgage repayments, are you happy with what the money left over will leave you as a lifestyle? Like we did without for so long. Like, and I mean a long time. But we were so keen on making sure that house was our home.
Yeah.
Like Aaron was an apprentice chippy and we had a baby. And I was on maternity leave for 6 months, so we could afford everything, but you got to be happy with what's left over. Can you survive with what's left over, I guess, and to the level that you want to be happy at?
Yeah, exactly.
It does take a big toll as well.
Would you be okay with surviving on that
Less
money?
money,
Because
yeah.
One thing is like, yeah, we'll be fine, but like, no,
but like, what's your non-negotiables? I have to go to
Yeah.
the movies. Our non-negotiables, the gym, always.
Yes.
We have to have that as money.
Yeah.
And we don't go to like a Good Life or whatever that's quite cheap.
Yeah.
We go to expensive one, and it has to, So there's things that are non-negotiables with mortgages and pay and who wants to talk about those things?
We gotta teach people, and even
I know,
me,
but isn't it
like,
weird that that's not like a class or something? I mean, obviously you didn't go to school here, but
guess why? Because they want you trapped in the freaking system.
because they scare you, right?
Yeah, of course they do. And like, why don't they teach you how to be a business owner?
That's
why
right,
don't they teach you how to manage people? Why don't they teach you how to lead, being a leader?
There some book, some guy about the poor dad and the rich dad?
Yeah,
or something?
yeah. Great book as well.
I
Yeah.
haven't read it, but I was watching a TikTok on it, and I was like, oh yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
You don't get taught that stuff, and it's
Yeah.
but even like we've got a little niece who's not so little; she's 18, but like not even knowing to pay insurance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just no, dad's gonna pay that.
Yeah.
No, not forever.
Not forever.
Yeah, and health insurance and all those things. Yeah.
I'm 29. What 3 pieces of advice? Yes.
So many pieces of advice.
Yes, we want to get as much value as we can because it was hard to get you here. To a 29-year-old, what are 3 things that you'll tell them, like, hey, if you do these 3 things, life is gonna be easier / better / more fun, whatever? What would you say? Like, oh, I really wish I knew these 3 things when I was 29.
Just have fun. I don't have 3 pieces of advice for you. Just have fun, enjoy it. You're not going to be here forever, like, I don't know. I don't have 3. No way. Yeah, sorry, no.
Come on, give me 2 more. 2 more. Two things that you really wanted to know.
I just don't live life like that. It's not that deep for me. Oh, I don't know. Well, you work hard, so that's 1. You work hard. I don't think, so there you go. That's 2. Have fun, work hard. But you got to make sure there's a balance, right? Work hard, have fun, have balance. Go to the gym. There you go.
Go to the gym. That's an important one. Yeah.
I think exercise is such an important mental release and clear head, you know, that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
When I see someone that is not happy, that is depressed, whatever, all these things, the first thing I can tell, you don't train.
Exercise, yeah.
Like the first cure, go training. Don't take any of these pills. Don't see any doctor. Go train consistently for 6 months. Get a six pack. Yeah. Tell me later that you feel bad about yourself and all this stuff.
No, that's what my psychologist said once. Yeah.
He's a good one and a rare one, or she.
No,
you know.
she was like, the biggest thing you can do for yourself right now is go exercise.
Good.
Yeah.
Good on her. Yeah, that's awesome. Becky girl, thank you so much.
You know, you're the only person that calls me Becky besides my brother.
Aloud. Do you like it, or you're okay with it, kind of thing?
Oh, I think it's cute for you. But if Aaron called me that, he'd probably get a punch.
Yeah, you're Becky girl to me. Yeah, I love it. Becky girl, if people want to get in touch with you or even work with you or anything like that, stay at one of your properties. Sure. Where can they find you?
Book out my apartment, my unit for sure.
Where can they find you?
Well, Bec at Sabio.com, and then Valhalla Burley on Instagram.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to leave a review on Apple Podcasts. That's the biggest thing you can do to support this podcast, because it tells all the people that, hey, this is worth a listen. So take the extra mile. Go leave that review. If you have listened to more than one episode or anything, that will help a lot. If you want to support us as well, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on all social media platforms at The Creative Grid. I'm at Nail for Life on every platform, and I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbyes for everyone. You.